This is how we play.
It's sort of you bend it into shape and it holds that shape more or less, and then drag. You have it set up so that it can be dragged that way.
All right, I'd like to also go and find the gnomes before we take off.
Yeah.
They're not hard to find. They think they are, but they're wrong because they're drunk.
Hey guys, hey Gimbal, Bimble, and Stan. You want to come take a look at our city and the town and get some more to drink and eat?
They just stand there silently for a moment, and then after a while, Gimbal goes, "Now."
Are you guys good to walk? Do you want to ride? I'm not going to offer to ride the yak. That's not my place. You guys want to come?
They can ride the yak, assuming the yak can hold them. I'm pretty sure that he can hold 3 gnomes.
As well as a warforged, though?
Well, that's the thing.
Is there a room
Gnomes
left?
are pretty light.
They refuse to come with you.
I give them directions to town and also directions to a farm owned by a gnome.
They seem to completely ignore you.
I
Okay.
give them directions to town and direction to a farm owned by a gnome.
They ignore you, but more poignantly, as though they understood your version.
Alright guys, I'm just saying it's not safe here. There's no more protection. The ship is quiet. The town would be safe. Coming with us would be a lot safer, but we're not telling you what to do.
They do not respond at all. It's weird.
Right.
They all seem to have come to some sort of conclusion without having to talk about it. But they seem to have some kind of plan.
Alright.
Alright.
Do I get a sense that they're being dumb and tricky?
What?
Do I get a sense that they're being like fey gnome tricky and annoying like that?
Well, maybe.
Oh, hey.
Maybe, yeah, okay. Fair enough. We've done all we can. Anyone else have any opinions?
I have an idea. And I raise my
Alright.
fist in the air and I go, freedom!
Freedom!
They're still
No,
ignoring.
Join in.
Alright.
They very quietly go, freedom.
Hey, that's a fair point. You guys are free to do what you want.
Alright.
There's a safe
I
town that
tried.
way. There's a safe farm that way. We'll take off, I
Happy
guess.
freedom.
All right, they start. What the hell?
I don't think it's worth it to try and force them. That's the thing.
All right, so you guys
That's the opposite of freedom.
improvised stretcher.
Yep.
So you guys start heading back to town. And
Oh,
it's
it's a little bit of a lackluster for my first little adventure here.
the gnomes are very clearly following you from a distance.
Ah,
They seem to
Let's,
think that they're being very stealthy. They're not at all.
that's fine.
Let's just ignore them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do not acknowledge their presence.
But is there a way to watch to make sure nothing like runs up and takes them or attacks them? Just to
Oh, yeah.
make sure they're
So I'll
safe.
be keeping watch on
Yeah, not.
Banana.
I was gonna say not with your perception checks. No.
Shots
All right.
fired.
So
I'll
you-
roll higher than an 8 one day.
Yeah, wait, we can roll together. I'll take your bonus and you can take my d20.
It is fucking insane that I literally every time have not rolled higher than an 8.
You roll with me so I get your
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait,
I
why are
don't
you
know
rolling?
anything.
Do we need to roll?
Shreya,
Alright,
if
let's-
those two were talking about them rolling, why did you roll? Why is it whenever 2 other people talk about rolling, you roll? The party only gets 2 rolls, man.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's plus 11, so it'll be
Yeah, 21?
23.
Well, you didn't get to roll because
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's a 21.
26 plus 9.
So yeah, you guys try to make sure that you're keeping an eye on the gnomes without letting them know that they're there because they think that they're sneaky
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Wouldn't
And
that be
they're-
a bluff?
and they're drunken state. No, they're like real drunk.
They drank like 2 bottles of wine between 3.
No, yeah, they had almost a bottle a gnome, and they're gnomes. They're very small,
Alright,
frail
well-
people.
I do feel bad that we did not get to enjoy that wine together. So what do you say? We try again when we get back to town, and we all go for a drink.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay.
do they have bars in this elven capital you guys are wanting to visit? Because I wouldn't mind taking a little adventure there too for a drink.
Most Eladrin cities do have such amenities. Even though this is one nobody remembers existed until they started talking to the guild.
Delightful.
But
Nice.
that's very
Being
Eladrin.
Being an Eladrin city, you'd be able to get my Eladrin ass drunk.
Yes. Well, stoned anyway.
Hey. Yeah, it's all good.
All right. Who's got the D20 this time?
I've done one today.
I would like
I'll do
to
it.
find myself an attractive Eladrin to maybe
Come on, you idiot.
spend some time with.
Sorry, I was letting my chicken in.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you had those.
Yeah, this is dumb as hell.
Yeah, they're not very smart creatures.
I'd also like to point out that all Eladrin are sexy.
Well,
Fair.
it sort of depends. I mean, if you're an elf, maybe it's fine, but they're extremely androgynous, so sometimes you don't even know what you're dealing with. I'm sure as one of them, that's not a problem.
I'll point out I'm a guy, by the way.
Duly noted.
That's ominous.
Okay.
Should we be rolling d6s now?
I mean, if you want to. Doesn't really matter.
I don't like that answer. And if you want to, it's not gonna ease your pain.
It seems like the high ends of these tables are pretty set in stone things.
What? Yeah. You are correct.
Right.
You are correct. I mean, not at all, but yes, in this case.
Oh,
I
this
don't
is
know
something to
how
do
you
with-
combine a 19 and a 6, but that's hilarious.
It is just short of a dragon. You are correct.
Just short of it. It's a little dragon.
No, little dragons are still dragons.
It's a drink.
Yeah.
Well, this one has
Oh, wyvern.
4 legs and wings, not 2 legs and arm wings.
So nothing happens. Not a goddamn fucking thing.
Is that an ominous nothing happens or a sincere nothing happens?
Well, you have no idea.
That's unusual, but
I like to think
Okay.
everything I do is at least a little ominous.
Well, that's the thing. Like, do I need to be rolling perception checks every once in a while, or do we just assume that I'm watching out?
Well, I mean, we're watching out, so...
Okay. Are the gnomes still alive?
Yeah, the gnomes are fine. Nothing whatsoever happens.
Because it could have been nothing to the big party of big dudes, but 3 gnomes could have gotten just sideswiped by a bunch of lions or something. Anyway, do we make it back?
Surprisingly uneventfully.
Yeah, nothing happens at all.
So much for my new bow. Might as well just throw it out.
So were there, like, 2 bows, basically?
There was 2
Yeah.
of the crossbows, yeah.
The question is, should I give the second crossbow to the dwarves to examine, or to the blacksmiths to examine?
Also, you're gonna need something for... your Warforged that's alive has it. Has one
Yeah,
already.
he
That's
has
fine.
it. He's fine.
So what do you want to do? We want to get them looked at to try and be reproduced?
correct.
Or at least studied.
Yeah, because I guess the mechanical advantage of a crossbow like that would be better than nothing.
Indeed.
If it was magical, I could do it, but mechanical is not my expertise.
No, me neither. So I'll take the crossbows out of my bag and put them in the middle of our weird circle as we're standing at the gates of the city.
I go to the guild hall.
I don't think this town has gates yet. You might
I
want to
guess
get
I'm
on that.
bringing I guess I'm bringing the metal as well that we took. So I'll go with you.
Yeah, we have those gear clackers.
Hmm.
Like if there's someone coming and they hit like the tin can.
Deer clackers are, they have a proper name in Japanese, but they're like pieces of wood strung on string. But basically same idea as the tin can.
Yeah, okay.
If a danger lizard wanders in, the entire line clatters, and we know that there's...
That's fair. What about the other crossbow? Are we selling it, or are we giving it, or are we... I know the paladin Ellie wanted to take a look at it before we got rid of it, right?
Well, then she should look at it.
I was letting you enjoy it.
No. I mean, if you want to fire my bow...
That sounds a little scary almost.
What?
Well, if you're looking just to fire a bow or a crossbow, we can get drunk and then just start shooting stuff.
Hmm.
I'm a pretty terrible shot, but I'm not against.
So I guess Guildhall first, with the crossbows and the metal.
The crossbows, the metal, and the 3 Warforged.
And the 3 warforged.
Because I want to know if they want the Warforged, or if I should take them just to the Goblin Farm.
I mean, a front gate sentinel wouldn't be the worst thing.
Indeed. For liberal definitions of the word gate.
Yeah, the front entranceway sentinel. Maybe we can give him 2 crossbows and he'll just, like, Warforged John Wick.
That's pretty cool.
The way that it holds the crossbow that it has, it seems like it at least feels as though it needs to operate it with 2 hands.
Yeah, I know. That was just a goof.
So, does the guild want Warforged?
The guild don't understand Warforged.
So is that a no?
I mean, you want.
I mean, a live one would be great for research as well as potential tasks and defense, or even if you keep it, Arbon. Like, whatever the guild wants and you want, it's your call, right?
I suppose was I planning on taking leadership?
No, but you could take a Warforged to be your poison plant picker.
I mean, it would be nice to have a spotter that doesn't get, high. But, the point is we have Broken Warforged. Is anyone in the guild interested in studying the Warforged, or should I'm pretty sure Ugrek will be interested in studying the Warforged.
I mean, you have a couple. You could offer one to both, right? One to the guild and one to the farm.
I mean, yeah, but if the guild's not interested at all, I'm giving them first dibs is the thing.
Fair enough.
If they don't want to deal with them, then I can give them to the goblin. I'm not sure they want me to give the Warforged to the goblin. Which is another thing. They may accept the Warforged just so that the goblins don't get them.
See, that's the thing. It's like the guild is just now in a situation where they're like, holy shit, there's some Warforged, what do we do? But their answer is the same as everybody else's. The only person on this continent that anybody knows about that has any chance of making sense out of the Warforged, getting information out of the Warforged, certainly repairing them and making them conscious again, is that crazy goblin.
Alright.
Like, nobody seems to like that very much, but it seems to be the only answer.
Alright, cool. So, before I leave for the goblin farm, and y'all can come with me when I do want to question the one awake Warforged. Assuming he can talk. That's the first question. Can he talk? Can they talk?
There's something... It responds to orders, but it doesn't speak. And there's something about it that seems off. It seems like less than a person for some reason.
Interesting. Alright. To the Goblin Farm.
Yeah, and I dropped the medal that we had off and said there's shitload more of this back at the airship. It could be enchanted, apparently. It's really lightweight. Your call if you want to do anything with it. Alright, bye. Also, there's going to be some gnomes that wander in really drunk, probably. They're friendly. They just want to be free. Like,
So,
freedom.
You're debriefing here. You're talking about all this stuff to all of these people, and eventually, somebody gets a hold of somebody who gets a hold of Commander Hardbitten. And Commander Hardbitten comes out in his full plate.
Ooh.
He looks at your new crossbows, and he pulls out his crossbow and looks at it. And you can see certain similarities and differences in the designs, which set these two weird approaches to crossbows as being in a similar kind of vein. But his is made out of a black treatment metal that is common around here, which matches his armor. And the crossbows that you're holding are made out of some kind of metal nobody's ever seen before. His also looks a lot heavier and has a lot of extra bits that he's probably managed to make himself. But he doesn't say anything about them, even though he does give them that initial glance. And instead, he looks over at the metal that you're holding, and he puts his fingers, his full plate gloved fingers in his beard, and says, "Let me see that."
Yeah, I'll hand it over to him.
He looks at
You
it.
can study the bow too if you want.
He looks at the metal very, very closely, and then he leans back straight up and says, "Aluminium. It's a lot of it."
Yeah, there's probably 100,000 times this much back at the airship.
He does not believe you. He nakedly does not believe you.
Well, I mean, this is an airship that the doorways were as big as a Goliath.
Yes, an airship. An airship with doors the size of a Goliath. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not that big.
The skyship was on the message board and we went and checked it out. We're just reporting.
Yes, skyships. And he turns around, shaking his head, walking away.
So
Oh.
he didn't actually take the... Did he take the crossbow?
He didn't take anything.
Interesting.
I kind of lean up. Oh, that went well.
That is the highest ranking person in this guild, sans the guildmaster. He's also a prick.
That's fair. I guess, can we put on the board, like, for people to go back and strip the ship and bring it back to the guild? Like, is that a task for eventually?
When you start talking about doing this with the guild, it becomes apparent that the guild is going to try to make some kind of deal with the dwarves over it, because the dwarves are the only ones that seem to know anything about this, which doesn't surprise anybody. They're a species of metallurgists.
Like, what the fuck even is aluminium, according to the rest of the world?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
It's like, aluminum. Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of it. We're like, yeah, I guess. And everyone's like, the fuck is aluminum?
So, the dwarves,
I mean, as long as it's out of our hands, I guess logistics isn't on us.
Yeah. But eventually it's going to come down to, I think physically its location is closer to Hardbitten, and Hardbitten is better suited to dealing with it because they have infrastructure. Let's see. Because Free Miner's way up north. Keel Town, Mysterious Obelisk, Meat Hole, The Lost Ghost. I think we dealt with that one hilariously. Also kind of sadly. Because the Lost Ghost wound up getting trapped in a teddy bear that was poorly made and hideous, and also haunted by a ghost that was given to the guild mistress. And some of the most poorly ever laid plans of mice and men. Crashed airship.
I would give the ghost to the... Oh, God.
So I guess the
Oh, wow.
guild doesn't want the crossbows, so we can go to the
Where's Hardbitten?
blacksmith with them?
Yeah, we can see if Volta's interested in it, I guess. Volta and Axe.
And they don't look like they want the metal, right? So I can just take that too?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll grab the metal and maybe offer it to the blacksmith as well. Because if you can use it in crafting or something.
It's aluminum.
I don't care.
Well, aluminum can be really interesting, and I'm not sure if anyone in this town knows it, but canonically, in Ravenin, aluminum does provide psionic protection.
Okay, that is interesting. So you could make a helmet out of it.
Or at least
Yeah.
plate a helmet with it.
No. Fuck that.
Well, the structure of the aluminum
you
hat
make-
might be important. I don't remember.
You make it into a very thin sheet. You take that sheet and then you origami it into a hat. There you go. Problem solved.
An enchanted aluminum set of armor.
Shit's canon.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking earlier. I was thinking an origami knight.
I mean, I'll grab it then. How much did we say we got? Like, a chunk, a piece, enough for...
Enough for a stretcher to pull off to... So we were using it for the
stretcher.
Yeah, for the
I thought that
warforged.
was a separate piece from what I grabbed, or what you
Yeah.
helped me grab.
And that was
Yeah.
a decent chunk. Like a sample size chunk.
It's trying to show me this memory. Now it's being a bitch about it.
So how many square feet of it do we have? Like 2 square feet?
It's not what asking that question. When you're playing Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah,
getting too
that's
much specificity is actually going to undermine your attempts to use whatever it is that you're causing the dungeon master to specify when they don't specify it. It's like, how many feet of rope do we have? Generally, the reason why you don't have enough rope is because you asked that question at some point.
So I'll just write aluminium metal. I guess we're going to go to the blacksmith now.
Yeah.
I'm along with you because I just came with the metal and holding it.
I
The
just
head
came
blacksmith
with
is
the metal.
there.
I like that. That was pretty good.
And this is me learning and being introduced to a bunch of people in town that I haven't met.
Yeah, the head blacksmith is still not there. Suspiciously.
The gnomes, as soon as they're sober enough, disappear.
In town or out of town?
Well, in town.
Okay.
Look, they're gonna be doing gnome things. Gnomes be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gave them they gave the guild a heads up that there's a couple of gnomes now.
They'll find their way, hopefully.
I mean, we did the best we could. What about the elf that we saw? Did we notice that elf in town?
No, but that could mean anything.
Well, I mean, we saw his mission on the bounty board, so...
He's probably just waiting for an escort.
I'm just wondering, we walk into town, do we see him or not?
Eventually, there's you're asked the next day to sit in on representatives who've come in from Clan Hardbitten and Clan Freeminer in order to discuss what's to be done with the aluminum.
So I guess I'll keep the aluminum and bring it to that meeting.
No, not your. Well, yeah, you can have it as a sample, but they mean the airship.
I know, but I'm bringing this in as this is exactly what we found, part of the airship.
Commander Hardbitten is pissed. He's standing there quietly fuming because your bullshit about an entire airship made out of aluminium was real. And that's fucking stupid. He still doesn't believe it. He just knows it's true, and that's why he's mad.
Well, yeah, I'll put it in the middle of the generic table around everybody and just walk to the back and not say a word. Because I know my place.
So, eventually it becomes clear, it becomes clear that Clan Hardbitten is going to end up with the airship and the aluminum, but everybody seems to be very pleasantly surprised with the respect that they show to Clan Freeminer, because up until recently, they haven't even really acknowledged Freeminer as a clan. They've just been like, those damn millennials, etc., etc. But now this person's like, actually, yeah, maybe we're going to deal with this aluminum, and if you need it for some reason, you can come to us to get your hands on some. And they're like being reasonable and rational to each other. And it seems to be because they're really sad about the recent massacre.
Yeah.
What was the massacre?
Douglas pushed some buttons he shouldn't have.
Oh.
And killed 30 people.
Oh. Did you at least get the experience for it?
Womp womp.
Just kidding.
Well,
That's awful.
he has to go through a trial, and Silverbeard and
That's what I read. Okay.
Freddy Zappa.
Yeah.
They had to go on a trial to redeem Douglas for accidentally murdering 30 people by being a dumbass.
And these were all the Fremont dwarves, or was it just a mix of everything?
These were the Free Miners.
The Free Miners? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Free Miner clan.
Two of the totally only two clans. Definitely not a third clan here. That would be silly.
Wow, my character doesn't know
Stop that. That's way too meta.
I mean, there's one in town.
Yeah.
Not that, he's admitting it. He's like, I'm from a desert, from a land far away. Which boat did you come in on? A land far away.
Yeah. way over there. You can't quite see it from here. Unless it's a very clear day. Far away.
Like my ship crashing direction. Over there, as I point to every direction.
Yeah.
So, anything else happened in that meeting of the clans and the guild? Besides, they talk and stuff.
It's all weirdly dry, and it also everybody's hoping that somebody's gonna have something to say that gives reveals some kind of answer, but all that ever happens is that there's more questions.
So, do we tell them about everything that happened, or just the metal?
Well, eventually, at some point, you're probably going to need to get up there and give a spiel about what the hell happened. You'll want to pick somebody to do that.
No.
I will mention those toys in a theme that seemed similar.
Wait, say that again? We want to pick somebody who what?
Who's going to
tell our story?
Yeah, who's going
It's Ellie.
explain what happened?
It's not me. I'm not charismatic.
Okay.
Plus, an elf in front of a bunch of dwarves might not be a good idea.
Here's a question.
Sorry, cut out on me again. We start talking again. Say that one more time.
We need a representative, and it's either going to be you as the charisma person, or is telling stories part of Profession Wise Woman? In which case, I would be able to use my wisdom score.
Is Ellie trained in diplomacy?
I am trained in diplomacy.
That's probably the right answer then.
Okay.
I guess we'll give you a crossbow as well, just to take up there and as proof. And
Straight off.
do you want to talk about the Warforges? Are we going to bring that up?
Probably should, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring everything up. So.
Well, I'm asking the group because if we want to keep the Warforges secret, a crossbows to ourselves, we don't know what's going to happen. They might take all the Warforges.
How? They only listen to me.
Well, the dead ones.
They could scrap the dead ones.
So, anyone else have a decent diplomacy, or should someone else just roll for rolls?
I have a no. I have +1 for diplomacy.
I think a lot of us.
Yeah, I got a 1.
In the original party, so you can help with that part of the story.
All right. It seems to me that what is actually needed here, considering all of the shit that you guys are going to need to do, is that you're going to have to set up a skill challenge. You're going to have to figure out what it is you're going to do to try to explain what it is that happened, learn about what happened, tell them about what happened.
3, 4,
I mean, sure. We can do it like that.
I'll be right back. I'm going to disconnect from Discord and come back. See if I
Yeah,
can
this
post
seems
something.
wise.
Okay, so we know
I
that
had to do that.
Ellie,
I've never done a skill challenge. Can we go over what that actually entails?
yeah, diplomacy, and they all re-rolled that, which was a 16. Okay, so basically, we as a party are going to end up making a total of 6 skill checks. Okay.
Okay.
No two.
Okay.
We can in fact help each other, but the same person can't roll 2 times in a row,
Regardless of helping.
regardless of helping. So if I help Ellie,
Then it
Tell
has
the
to be
story.
either me or Matt.
yeah, if I help Ellie tell the story, then I do not help with whatever is in number 2, but I can do something for number 3.
Okay. Or you could just say, Ellie, roll on your own. I'll take number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of us helps Ellie. Like that. Yeah, okay, I get that. So this is us trying to justify using our best skills. How we would tell the story with the best.
Or what you learn, or or what it is that you talk about, who you deal with. But there needs to be 6 checks, and you need to tell me how you get answers, share information between the dwarves, make the dwarves work together, work with the guild, whatever it is.
Alright.
So we did diplomacy already.
Maybe. It's already been rolled, we can move it around in the slot.
Yeah.
Right?
I would love to try and make a perception as one of the abilities we could use, because that's my highest number.
Does anyone have insight?
+6 for me.
+6? +6 is okay.
But if we can relate any of this to like a religious aspect that my character might have known, I would have advantage on heal, history, and religion.
I also
And
have heal. I
plus
also
9
have
to heal.
engineering.
+9 to heal, +2 to history, but +7 to religion, and advantage on those 3 for me.
I have engineering, which is a +8.
I got 12 on dungeon,
If you
Yeah.
can get
and I have a 19 on Arcana.
If you can get somebody representing the Concordant and somebody representing Moradin, which shouldn't be impossible, then that might justify you having advantage on history. Because the dwarves used to be slaves, just like the gnomes, to the giants.
Who do we know that's...
You might have to do another check just to get him in here.
Would the secondary leader of the clan that hates us for bringing this up help? Yeah, it's probably not a good idea.
Well, I mean, his clout is certainly worth it, but his mouth, it would probably make things worse rather than better.
Yeah. So, I mean, first off, we can definitely use Arcana, because you can talk about how the ship was magically entailed, how it was enchanted,
And how it probably flew.
and how it flew, definitely.
Yeah, Galthar definitely is aware of that.
And even with that, I could do some sort of nature, maybe.
I could help with nature if it would be helpful, but I don't know if it would be.
You do
Or
not.
just general perceiving.
Yeah, maybe. Like relaying what it...
Like how we
what
found
it
the
looks
ship,
like.
the Warforged that were sentinels, the stone giant, I think.
If you want to risk rolling another perception, by all
I have
means.
such a good roll, and if somebody helps me, we're bound to get a decent roll.
Yeah, because
Please don't.
I'm taking law of averages. Like, I'm going to get the same roll if I do +1 bluff versus +12 perception.
Would
Yeah, get the same
engineering
number.
be helpful for this?
Would
I
what?
can't tell.
Would what be
Would
helpful for this?
engineering?
Dungeoneering is architecture.
Yeah, does an airship count?
I mean, yeah, you should be able to explain why it's weird.
So Arcana is definitely a yes. We can use that, right?
I believe yes.
I'm just trying to get it in the chat so we have the list of what we're going to use.
Oh,
Okay.
that's helpful.
All right.
Are we thinking dungeoneering, or did we use that roll?
We haven't used that roll
Who has the highest one? I got a 12.
in what?
Dungeoneering.
Oh yeah, I think I have, what is it? I only have an 8, so I can assist you.
What is Bellinor's?
My dungeon? No, it's not good. It's 2.
What? No, Arcana.
Arcana. Oh, it's 7.
Yeah, mine's a 19.
So I could help him with that, and then not do anything for the dungeoneering roll, and then I'd be free for number 3. Unless somebody else has a higher Arcana than 7.
Yeah.
Nope.
It doesn't really matter. Because you go with the highest bonus. You just only get 2 people.
Yeah, but I don't want to use somebody if they're going to be useful for the next thing.
Exactly.
We will slot someone, we will slot people in after
For
we
everything.
figure out the general layout,
Okay.
right?
So Arcana dungeoneering, do we want to do... Like, what else makes sense? You said if we can get somebody who's a representative of Moradin.
If you can
We can
get
do
a
history.
religion, and that religion passes, then you'll be able to do your history with advantage without needing somebody's help.
I have a +7 to religion.
But if that
Myself.
+7 to religion does not prove to be high enough, then you'll have wasted your history. Or pass anyway. That's still possible.
I have a +7 to religion as well. Could you use profession? Meaning that you're a craftsperson.
Well, so here's the interesting thing. Profession and craft, while they are related, are not actually, the same thing. Crafting isn't actually hooked to a skill, which is weird.
Yeah, her profession is like wise woman.
Yeah, so it's kind of like apothecary,
Yeah,
but a lot more generalized.
she's an herbalist.
Would I have any benefits from my Sky Shaman class? Being as it's more of an aspect towards the elements, the airs.
Actually, that might make the nature check that I was going to make preposterous plausible.
Well, I do have a +7 to that.
Yeah, but you were going to have an outrageous DC I wasn't even going to disclose. But
Okay, that's
you're
fair.
specifically a shaman of the air. So, yeah, that
And
you're
so-
right. That'll mitigate that because you understand air currents and zephyrs.
And so long as I'm only assisting you, I can assist you. So, I do have a +11 to nature, so...
Okay, so it'd be your plus.
Yeah. But you're the reason why this makes sense.
So I'll just put my name in nature because that ties me there.
Yeah.
Which means if we keep in that order, I could help with Arcana. Unless somebody else wants to.
Well, see, here's the thing. If I'm helping with dungeoneering and nature, there needs to be something between them.
That's fair. Yeah. I'm just putting them in, not in order, but just a list of the 6 or whatever we need.
Yeah, so you might put the diplomacy between the dungeoneering and the nature, for example.
I'll put.
Yeah, that's possible.
I'll throw that up there then. So we have it on the list. Is there any way we can factor in perception? It's just such a high number.
Well, I mean, insight might be better, but I only have a +4 to insight.
Insight, I'm only +6. What are the,
I
anyone
got
else?
a 5. What about Ellie?
I got. Yeah, my insight sucks.
Wait, you're a charisma class, right? So you'd
Yeah.
be bluff, diplomacy, intimidate. You could try if you want to be ballsy.
You just get up there and be like, you need to understand how dangerous giants are, motherfucker.
My diplomacy is best, followed by religion.
Yeah. So what's the idea with religion? Because I do have a decent
Basically,
number.
you're giving up one of your possible successes to make the likelihood of a success higher. It's a calculated risk.
And with my advantage, that would
Ooh,
help.
I like those because I'm bad at math.
I like those because I'm bad at math. Good call. Ugh.
Anybody else have good skills they could justify?
I've listed mine.
Dungeoneering, heal, nature, perception, and profession
Heal.
are my skills.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm trained in Arcana, Heal, Nature, Perception, Religion, Stealth. And then I have high numbers in Stead things. So what do you think?
I mean, I have group athletics, but I don't think that'll help.
So the whole goal of this is we're trying to, convince them of...
There's
You
more
go
than
over-
one whole goal. That's the thing, and you have to decide where your priorities lie.
I
Because-
guess that's where we need to make the question now.
Yeah, because part of this is going to have to do with relations between the guild and the dwarves. Part of it's going to have to do with the way that you tell them what you saw and what people get out of it. And with enough successes, maybe all of those things end in your favor. But if certain skills that you choose to use fail while others succeed, then the outcomes will be skewed wildly in a particular direction.
Can we discuss with the guild what the guild wants?
The guild is very slow to answer most of those questions because a lot of the people in the guild right now are undecided about a lot of these elements.
Okay.
But they'll probably end up going with whatever the dwarves decide too, because the dwarves are the closest thing there is to a stable power in the region.
I can argue profession, in that part of my profession is crafting stuff, and about what sort of things you could make with it. But of course, the dwarves know that better than I do.
Where's the character map?
If you're doing religion and history after Arcana, Dungeoneering, Nature, and Diplomacy, then you have 6.
But then we're giving up one to make that religion help the history, right?
Correct.
Or the whatever.
Potentially.
My history is not a good plus, so if somebody helps me with higher than a +2, I guess I'm getting an advantage anyway, so they wouldn't.
Hopefully get an advantage.
My religion is just +1.
Oh, my religion's way higher than that.
Oh.
7.
Mine's
What is
11.
it?
11, yeah.
So I can help you with that if I roll the Arcana.
I'm trying to think, what dwarf NPC can we try and have back us?
The only dwarf in the guild
Borkin?
besides Hardbitten, yeah. The rest of them are not clans members.
Yeah, there we go. Trying to see if we have a player dwarf that's also online and would be able to jump in. If they're part of the clan and they could help.
Zach.
Yeah, but he's not online.
That might have been interesting.
So, does this order look about right to you guys?
You're gonna want to put who's supposed to be rolling each one in there too. Make sure you don't have to
Because
roll or whatever.
I'm supposed to be helping with these 3.
Yeah, I can do some rolls to assist.
Yeah, you can put a dot denoting your color next to the ones that you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Just the same
So
way
we
that
can
Sharaya
make sure
did.
the right thing.
Ellie being turquoise, Belnor being blue, Matt being red.
Oh, okay. So now, so I can't do religion and then diplomacy, right?
You can't do them in a row.
Okay. I guess I could. I wouldn't really know. I'll assist with some.
You're going to need to move that religion and diplomacy.
Well,
Ah.
it's,
What are you
Somebody
doing?
else-
You keep moving the chart. I can't follow it.
I'm not trying to move the chart. I'm trying to put dots next to the chart.
Oh, I moved the chart. I can put it back. There. Done touching it.
Okay, so I was theoretically going to help with these three.
You can't do religion and diplomacy in a row.
I know, I just threw it on the chart. I can move it after. I just went by.
Okay, so those two are next to each other. We could we could switch dungeoneering and diplomacy.
The religion has to come before the history.
Yeah, so we have to put history at 6, religion
yeah,
at 4 or lower.
Okay, so the religion needs to be lowered down. Okay. I wasn't sure which one needed to be the last.
Well, history does, right?
Yes, history needs to come after
yeah.
religion.
Alright. So, well, it's currently after religion.
But the diplomacy can move down, yeah.
The farmer has a dog, a chicken, and some grain. He cannot leave the dog with the chicken alone. He cannot leave the chicken with the grain alone.
Okay, well now I have two things next to each other.
Let's figure out the ones. History, if we do that last, then religion can go anywhere else except 5. Right?
Well, just switch diplomacy and history and we should be fine.
Well, I think history can't come, or has to go after religion.
Yeah.
It will. Yeah.
But if I'm doing both of those, I can't have them next to each other.
Because you can't do the Arcana and then...
Okay, move diplomacy with history, and then history and dungeon.
Switch history with dungeoneering. Well, yeah, that's right, the religion.
History, dungeoneering.
History and diplomacy, switch them first. Yes, switch all three of them, yeah.
And then history, diplomacy? Or dungeon and diplomacy?
I love dungeon diplomacy.
And history, and then
Dungeon is
diplomacy
3?
at the very end. Dungeon is 2.
Dungeon is crab.
So be that. Sorry, it'd be that.
Yep, perfect.
So that has me right here, right
And I
there,
can roll.
and right there, which means I'm good.
Sweet.
So I was supposed to be... I'm going to switch my color to yellow.
That'll
I'm
stand
supposed
out.
to be here. I'm supposed to be there, right? And I was going to be on history and potentially helping with Arcana. That works for me.
Alright.
This what you're doing?
So we need somebody on history.
I can assist with nature.
Okay. That looks good. You won't be...
Is it worth it to get somebody to help with history?
No, because if you get advantage, then you just have
religion.
advantage.
Yeah, okay.
Aiding another is basically the same thing. It's a little different, but under these circumstances, effectively, mechanically, it'd be the same. So, well, yeah, with any luck, yeah. All right, so if this is how you're going to do it, throw those bones.
Alright, so I already have, for religion, I have that 7 I rolled.
Yeah, you have a +9 to it, though?
Yep, +9, so...
That was a 16.
Yep.
Which means yellow? Either yellow or turquoise needs to roll. The other person.
Yeah.
Well, that was him. I have to roll yellow. Perfect.
Alright. 16 it is.
Awesome. Alright.
Blue's a terrible color.
Oh!
Nice.
I don't know what that does, but I succeeded.
You have memorized the blueprint that you made in your head of the airship.
And I just start drawing, and I'm like, I memorized this, apparently. Here you guys go.
So for this history roll, do I get advantage?
Correct. Yes, you do.
And my history is only +2. Shit.
Yeah, technically I had advantage on that dungeoneering, but I don't think we need to roll it.
19.
I'll note that there's supposed to be 7 checks. It has to be an odd number.
Oh,
Well, we're good. What do you want to throw in after diplomacy then?
well, it can't be me.
Yeah, say the color is red or yellow.
It could be me as well.
It should probably involve Matt, because Matt, the lazy bastard, only rolls once.
Yarg!
What else
do
you
you
good
want?
at, Matt?
Huh?
What skills do you have?
You've got rituals. Maybe you should just throw one of those in. You got something in there that might help?
I doubt it.
Do you have cantrips? Because if you have cantrips, we could, like, do a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, prestidigitative presentation.
Prestidigitative presentation.
I do not have my cantrips listed.
No. The feature cantrips. Which, by the way, would not necessarily be a PowerPoint presentation. It should be dancing lights, and you can light candles, and
Puppet show.
it's a lot of weird shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Characters.
What do you get for skills?
Alright.
What's your background?
It's a background?
Wait till everybody's distracted, and then cast fucking I was gonna say dancing
that?
lights. That's not the spell.
What was the other spell you prepared? Not burning hands with the other one?
Really? You want me to push everyone around? Make them
blow the
shift
room
2
up.
squares and be like, holy shit, what the fuck was that?
I suppose you could use an unseen servant to help them move stuff around.
Alright, let's do that.
That's not bad. I mean, it's nice to have around, you know. Quality of life. As we
Is
said
that
before.
cantrips or is that a ritual?
That's ritual. You better believe that even figuring out how you were going to do this, let alone doing it's going to take more than 10 minutes, though. I imagine this took most of the day.
That's fine with me.
It's like a fucking Senate hearing.
Oh, let's move that there. Perfect.
All right. Keep throwing those bones.
Alright, nature. Which I have a +11 to.
Unfortunately, I can't help you.
The sky druid is helping me. That's why we can roll this. Sky druid.
The nature one?
Yeah.
I am helping you.
Yep.
No, I'm not.
Your dice rolls are so aggressive.
No, you helped me just by helping me. Because you know a lot more about air currents.
Oh, that's me. I'm not
Oh,
helping you
yeah.
on that one.
I'm a paladin.
Yeah, it was a paladin that helped you on that one.
Yeah. The DC is lower because Bellinor is involved.
Yeah, like I'm not actually helping you with the roll. I'm giving you the information that I know, and
Okay.
you're doing the roll with the paladin.
Oh, so I'm doing we're doing the presentation for the nature stuff because it's very confusing. I gotcha.
Yeah, and I have stage fright, so I'm not helping you.
Well, you got that Arcana you're working on at the same time, see? Speaking of which.
What's your Arcana? 19?
Yes. You want me to roll it?
I mean, aren't we both if I'm helping you?
Yeah.
Or you get advantage?
You each roll, yeah.
36 will work.
Yeah.
I'm
So what'd
pretty
you get?
sure it does.
What'd you get before? The number was 26. 36.
And then the diplomacy was 16.
You did that already? Yeah.
Yeah, so is my bonus the my profession check for telling stories, or is it,
That's a
just a
diplomacy.
D20?
You're just throwing a d20 and add an 11. That was
All right.
almost another 20. That would have been amazing. Okay.
Terrible.
The whole thing is an overwhelming success. And now there's been born into these societies the notion that it is entirely possible, perhaps even inevitable, that Naustrians will have some manner of flying ships in the near future.
Which would be great.
The guild and the clans are working closer together. The clans are now acknowledging one another with begrudging respect.
It's a start.
And it has become, throughout the course of this whole thing, by the time it's all said and done and everybody, including the clan members and the guild members, have said their piece, it is made clear that somewhere in the mountains, probably to the south, but very way up high in the mountains, there might still be some kind of facility which has this manner of technology, and that they might be regularly using something like these things, because they weren't designed for long travel. One of them just somehow wound up off course and crashed. There might be dozens of these things in a forgotten kingdom way up in the mountains, where things are exactly as they were back when the giants had enslaved most of civilization. When civilization was basically giants telling everybody else what to do. Shortly after the war, which gave shape to the world, as the people from Ravenna understand it. It's a little different in the Pathfinder world or here in Naustrilla, but that's what the overwhelming number of the people have to say about the situation. That's their worldview on it.
All right. So what happened with the Warforged? Do I just drop them off?
Nobody seems to have anything to say about the Warforged.
Okay.
The only thing anybody can say is isn't there that goblin, and that's pretty much all anybody can say. Most of the people involved in this are surprised to find that Warforged are real, because the mechanical men were from the sky or from the sea are a legend.
One, yes.
Here,
So
they're
it's a tractor.
yeah, but it's not in the guild. There's a guild member that says that they have a talking tractor, but they're followed around by goblins. Who would listen to them? There's there are legends in Naustrilla of mechanical men from the sky, and in Ravenna of mechanical men from the sea. And most people just believed that that was nonsense until today, now that they've seen them.
So nobody's taken the crossbows or the metal at all either?
Thought you were going to take him to the blacksmith.
They don't.
Well, I am, but I'm making sure that these guys didn't take them or want them after the whole thing.
The dwarves don't really see these crossbows as being interesting or special, because it's the same sort of crossbows that they make the way they see it, and there's a whole ship made of that aluminum, and they're much more worried about that than the strip some adventurers carrying around.
Okay, we'll grab it all back and then go with the blacksmith, I guess. After everyone leaves, so we're not running in front of the whole council.
Yeah, the council. We should not cross paths with the council.
No, fly on the wall.
Rude. I would also be very much in the way. When I'm in the way, I'm in the way.
Are you good with these numbers on screen? Can I delete my stuff so it's not clutter?
Yeah. I would be much obliged if you idiots would clean this up.
Well,
Yeah,
I can't believe you
wanna-
just doodled it all over the map, you weirdos.
Just in case you need to record them or anything.
Thank you for your time. Like, comment, subscribe, and share.